Okay, gentlemen. So I will begin my round of questions. First of all, a warm welcome to Nagpur. And at such a short notice that you've been here, it's been wonderful having you on stage. I have some very pointed and relevant questions which are focused on business development and trade growth in the Nagpur and Vidarbha region. So I will start off by asking Shri Adosh Sharma, Country Expansion Head of IKEA. The very first question, for example, what are the city demographic factors for feasibility considered for entry or expansion into new cities and towns by IKEA? If you could share your thoughts, please.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for having us here. For us, apart from the regular ones, the metrics like we look at the income, the segmentation, the growth in the population. What we also tend to look at is how are the people consuming? What are they spending on? Where is the main income being divided into? And once we then start to look at that, we also do a particular survey in IKEA, which is called the Life at Home, where we tend to go into people's homes. We take a subsection of society. We tend to understand how do people live at home with respect to furniture. What is their, the needs on the furniture? What's the need at home? How do they represent their lifestyles? And that's how we bring about some sort of a cohesive picture on where we are, what is it that we want to offer, and what are the gaps.
Excellent. I would like to ask Shri Paras Vats, Head of Apparel Group, what are the unique value additions that your brand brings onto the table to facilitate consumption?
Thank you everybody for having us here. To answer this, I would say, in our portfolio, we've got around 15 brands in the country, although we are headquartered out of Dubai, where we have 73 plus brands, 2,500 stores is that we have. In India, we've got, brands, premium brands like Aldo, Charles & Keith, Bath & Body, Victoria's Secret. We also do have value brands like, R&B, we have Daiso Japan. So we cater to, each and every family, I would say. So it's not that, we are only targeting one segment in the market. We are actually targeting a big consumer base. So when we expand into any city, for example, if I have to say, Nagpur, if we have to expand, we, as my friend rightly said that, we look at various factors, be it the population, be it the income, the spending power. So the spending power is definitely a very, very big criteria when we also, expand and we look at things. But yes, we cater to a very large audience, and that's what we add value, I would say.
Fantastic. My next question goes to Shri Ganesh Kumar Shukla from Bennett in India. What need gaps are covered by your brand, and what unique experiences do your products and services provide?
So first of all, thanks for this opportunity of having all the retail friends together.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
Yes. So Benetton is one of the first international brand which has entered in India. And we can say that we are the true family brand. So we have product for men, women, kids across the category of apparel, footwear and innerwear. We have also started adding like luggage, your perfumes, flip-flops. So there is a wider range and wider group of audience that we target.
Okay.
We are also international brand with so much of deep understanding of Indian culture and values that we exactly offer for the local taste, local festivities. So we ensure that we take care of people, local requirement.
Fantastic. What a well thought through insight. My next question goes to Shri Hitesh Ruparelia, Director, Sweet Dreams India. Again, what are the unique value additions that your brand brings onto the table to facilitate consumption?
Thank you, Zubin. Greetings from Sweet Dreams. Before answering your question, I'll take a moment to explain the category we are into.
Sure.
So generally when we talk about clothing, पहले तो हम रोटी कपड़ा मकान बात करते हैं. So from that we come down to कपड़ा. So let's talk about apparel. Apparel primarily is segregated into two main areas. One is outerwear. The thing is कि जो आप at work पहनते हो, whenever you are at work, and the other part is when you are off work. So when you are off work, you have various activities like sleep, resting at home, regenerating at a park, going for a movie, going for your exercise. So when we clinically look at the timeshare, out of 168 hours a week, we have about 40 hours of workwear, and that's about 30% of the timeshare, and which leaves about 70% of a large timeshare unattended, unthought, or unexplored.
Right.
So, world over, because outerwear is related to status, so people tend to spend a lot of money, and brands, because they can command higher price points, 90% of the brands are addressing to this 30% of the timeshare.
Right.
And rightfully so, because the wallet share also is bifurcated similar way. Whenever you talk about outerwear, it takes good about 80% of the wallet share as against the rest of the 70% of timeshare which is there of off work. So 30 years back, me and my brother, we decided to address this category, and we are a fashion sleepwear brand. So primarily we do clothes for sleep and home, and we have over a period of time expanded into clothing which is what we call it as athleisure, or something which you wear outside home, but it's basically oriented towards comfort. So the genes of the company, the hygiene of the brand is comfort, and to make it interesting, we have added fashion to it, and we are now categorized as fashion sleepwear brand. Over a period of 30 years, we have established a deep distribution network. We have about 125 distributors, 5,000 retail points, and for about a year back, we started expanding into opening our own retail stores. These retail stores are having a lot of customer love. We have opened retail stores at leading airports, malls in the country, and we are aggressively expanding here.
Thank you so much, sir, for those insights. My next question goes to Shri Narendra Pratap Singh, and my question is, what are the kind of support areas you seek from the government that is conducive to the growth and development of retail in the region?
The question what you have targeted towards me may not really be so appropriate for me to comment upon.
Okay, I'll change the question,
yeah,
no worries.
yeah.
I'll change the question.
Yeah.
What are the city demographic factors for feasibility considered for new entry or expansion into new cities or markets?
See, primarily what we look into whenever we do any expansion is that, is the city ready? Because we never create the demand. We cater to the demand by virtue of allowing customers to get upgraded, because we can't create demand for bags. Although we
Right.
represent all 3 price point categories, like one is the Samsonite, which is the premium. In India, it is luxury, basically. It's not even premium, it's luxury. And American Tourister, that actually represents to the price conscious customers. And the fashion. The third one is Chameleon, which is extremely price conscious customers, and would like them to get compared with various other brands and then decide to buy.
Sure.
So therefore, India being a market which is already developed in terms of retail and distribution, we first study if at all there is a market existing, and then of what size, and if at all there is a scope to get into it, to basically take a portion of it, or to become a reason to enhance the size of the market. Because what happens is, it's not only we are keen to just take the share from the existing market, because when we get in, we get into in a very different manner. Like
Sure.
for example, luggage market used to be the organized retail used to be for luggage during the year when we launched Samsonite used to be somewhere around close to about 3,500 crore. The moment we entered into the market, it started to cross over to 5,000 crore.
Wow.
So how did that happen? And the CAGR growth, if you see the historical data, it never allowed the luggage market to grow beyond the nominal 15 to 18% also growth.
True, true.
But how did this happen to the extent of 50%, 40% growth? So when we enter in, definitely we become a reason to expand the size of the very market. And then after, definitely we demand our own share by virtue of well-researched, well-developed and very high-quality product which is guaranteed worldwide.
At present, what would your market share be in your given category?
In India, we are the largest selling bag today. When we launched, definitely we were under question. We used to face a lot of question whether you can exist in this market.
Sure.
Because our price point was 4 times the price of the existing players. So there was no reason for us to be here. And that too with no credit facility, no much of advertising, the COGS, the cost of goods being higher than the existing players, where everything used to come from Europe. And under all those adversities, our the position was very critical because it was not that easy to remain in the market in a serious manner. But over a period of number of years, what we worked and distributed products through different channels,
Right.
it helped us. And basically, we reached out to a state that we are today's largest selling bag company in the country.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Narendra ji. My next question goes to the handsome-looking gentleman out here from Look Salon. I'd really like to know, what are the kind of USPs that your brand shares in the market, especially when the business is so fragmented. The salons business, everyone seems to be doing it. What are the USPs of your specific brand, Look Salon?
So, first of all, thank you for having me here. This is very nostalgic for me because 23 years ago, I started my career in Nagpur. My first posting was in this city.
Fantastic.
For a company called Marico. So I felt wonderful goosebumps all over. And later on, get a chance to go and visit the city.
Sure.
And well, I will not talk much about my brand. I have been in the beauty and personal care sector for almost 20 years now. And like all of you know, it is a sector which is exploding as far as Indian markets are concerned. I represent a brand called Lux, which is about a 35-year-old brand. I've just joined them as CEO. This brand comes from North India. So our presence has primarily been in North India with about 200 stores in 50 cities. And I think Nagpur will be the 52nd or 53rd city. Everything goes well between you and me.
Yes, fantastic. We look forward to that. Yeah.
So I think beauty, and in the last 9 months, I've traveled across a large number of tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Of course, I've been in Bombay and all my life, but the kind of consumption which I'm seeing in the smaller cities is phenomenal. I was in Ranchi, where I went to meet one of our salon partners, and we ended up opening 2 more there.
Wow.
I was in Calcutta last week, where I had gone to open another store. The Guwahati gentleman came, he wanted 2 more stores. In Patna, we have 5 stores. In Dehradun, we have 3 stores. So real growth because of digital media and of course because of a large population and disposable income is happening. It's not that beauty is restricted to metros only. It's now absolutely seamless. Internet, digital players, Nykaa has done phenomenal work.
Yeah.
But what happens in digital versus physical is that बाल तो हमारे पास ही आओगे कटवाने हैं डिजिटल में बाल नहीं कट सकते या facial नहीं हो सकता. So here we are to give to Nagpur and give to the rest of India physical places where the young generation, many of them who are sitting here, and as your disposable income increases, as the cities gets more and more flourishing, I think consumers tend to move up the value chain, and that's when they want to seek more luxurious avenues to go and spend.
Absolutely.
Not only luxurious, but also experts in the trade.
Absolutely.
So we believe that with the 35 years and we being the #1 partner for L'Oreal in India, we have certain expertise. There is a lot of other players also in the market. But I personally believe that, the growth is coming, and we hope to bring in luxury, expertise, and I think very, very differentiated sort of approach to the Nagpur consumers. Not only Nagpur, to the west part of India, because that's where the distribution is a little patchy. And of course, it's a Delhi brand, so obviously there's a lot of focus on luxury. And many of us know, Delhi mein dikhawa bahut hota hai. But I think Bombay or West May and South May, we are trying to bring in new processes. So I'm very excited about the journey of the brand in West India. So I'm based in Bombay. And we've just opened 3 more stores in Bombay last month about.
Right.
And I think now the journey is into Pune, Nagpur. When we were sitting with the Honorable Minister and somebody made a statement about Chandrapur and other places, so I felt very
Brings
nostalgic.
memories. Yes,
because as a
absolutely.
young FMCG marketer, I was an area manager here. I used to go to Chandrapur.
Right.
And those were those Naxalite areas.
Right,
You know.
right.
So I've been a lot, and I think there's a lot of prosperity. And we hope to be here very soon.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your insights. My next question goes to Shri Anwar Mohammed from Malabar Gold and Diamonds. So Nagpur happens to be a place or a city where a lot of people do wedding shopping. And when it comes to jewelry, skies is the limit. So how do you see our Nagpur market as a potential city for expanding your brand?
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I'll
Most
give you a
welcome.
brief about my brand. My brand is having 350 outlets across the world with presence of 12 countries. India, we have 200 branches. So about Nagpur, if you are saying we are set to open by 3rd week of February in Nagpur city.
Okay.
And when Honorable Minister has shared so many things, and we are very much confident about the Nagpur market, and we can overachieve. And of course,
I believe Nagpur as a city, from whatever I've heard over the last 6 years of my presence here, the wedding shopping goes through the roof. I mean,
Yeah.
people spend crores and crores just on wedding shopping, especially when it comes to ethnic wear and fashion and jewelry and things like that. And that's why I'm asking.
I'll tell you a small thing. Here we have, I didn't find that culture last 10 years. I'm in Maharashtra. If it is in Kerala, if I have only one house and I'm ready to sell that to buy gold for my daughter's wedding. That is our culture there. At least 1 kg we have to give to each and every daughter, sister, or whoever is the beloved one. And where there is love, the gifting is always happening in the small form also. So for the industry, there is no challenges. If you ask the challenges, what is the challenges? We love the country a lot. But while it comes to the tax paying,
Yes.
no one is not ready to pay that, which is essential to national building. I request everyone to pay the tax and to help the national building. That's the humble request. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you to all our panel members from the retail fraternity. I would now like to invite Shri Atul Goel on stage to pass on some mementos to our esteemed panel of retail industry experts and have a photograph session with them. Shri Atulji. Yes. We will start on the reverse side. Shri Anwar Mohammed. Shri Anwar Mohammed from Malabar Gold and Diamonds. Please let's have a round of applause for Shri Anwar Mohammed. Thank you. Shri Samir Srivastav from Lux Salon. Thank you so much. Shri Narendra Pratap Singh, Director Business Development, Samsonite. Thank you, sir. Shri Hitesh Ruparelia, Director of Sweet Dreams, India. Thank you, sir. Shri Ganesh Kumar Shukla, Head of Sales from Benetton, India. Let's have a round of applause, please. Shri Paras Vats, Head of Real Estate from the Apparel Group. Let's have a round of applause, please. And Shri Adosh Sharma, Country Expansion Head of IKEA. That concludes this panel session, and we'll be over to the next panel on the entertainment industry. I would now like to invite Shri Ankur Maheshwari, Managing Director of Masti Zone and Vice Chairman of the Indian Association of Amusement Parks and Industries. On stage, please. Shri Nitin Pandey, COO of Time Zone Entertainment. Shri Shirish Kotmire from CEO of Smash Entertainment. Shri Nitin Shah, Managing Director, Total Sports and Fitness. And Shri Deepak Kumar Sharma, President and CEO of the Village Group. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on stage and gracing this occasion at such short notice. It's wonderful having all of you all on stage. The insights I have, and I believe all of you heard from Shri Gadkari ji as well, that entertainment as a sector is a sector waiting to boom in a place like Nagpur and in a place like Vidarbha, largely due to the tourism industry kicking in because of the tiger reserve, Nagpur being the tiger capital of the country and all of that. And to create the entertainment industry surrounding this entire ecosystem of wildlife, attractions, etc., which is coming across from all over the country. I mean, it really throws open an entirely new vista, a virgin territory for expansion of theme parks, amusement parks, and the like, where people can spend a lot of money, consumption can happen, tourism will lend into an ecosystem of, consumption on the entertainment sector and the like. So I'd like to throw open the question, starting with Shri Ankur Maheshwari, who is the Managing Director of Masti Zone and also the Vice Chairman of the Indian Association of Amusement Parks and Industries. I'd also like and request a little bit of silence at the back because it's a little... Can I have a little silence at the back there, please? Thank you. So I'd like to throw this question open to Shri Ankur Maheshwari on what are the support areas you seek from the government that will be conducive to the growth and development of entertainment in the region. Maheshwari ji, what are the support areas you seek from the government that is conducive to the growth and development of, like, let's say, theme parks and major attractions in the Vidarbha region?
Thank you for inviting all of us here. And this is the very first time when this kind of a discussion is happening, and all of us, we are competitors, we are sitting together, so it's a great occasion, and it's amazing that we are sharing the dice. So your question was regarding, so first of all, let me please do a small correction. We are not entertainment, we are amusement industry.
Sure.
So there is difference in entertainment, amusement and gaming. So gaming is a different sector, amusement is a different sector, entertainment is for the movies. So we are in the amusement industry. So in this industry, our industry is broadly divided into two kinds of outlets. So one is outdoor, one is indoor. So for indoor comes as a retail, we are in shopping malls, maybe standalones, we are in hangars, So this is the indoor amusement. For indoor amusement, the basic catchment or the basic market is the local market, local people who visit very often, they stay nearby, or maybe in the city, they can come from anywhere. So this is one thing. And another is a theme park or a destination kind of park.
Exactly.
So that is where the tourist would get attracted.
Exactly.
For a indoor amusement sector, with very low chances that a tourist would come because this is available in all the cities.
Absolutely.
But again, I mean, this if you have n number of things in a city, people like to live in that city. People like to visit that city. So that is always there. So the kind of support that we are seeking from government here locally, especially the Maharashtra government, is some subsidy on the electricity cost if possible.
Right.
Electricity cost is so expensive. For example, if I want to develop a snow park in Nagpur,
Right.
so the price of electricity would be like 2.5 times than what I have in the other states. So this is one thing. So when we come to theme parks, electricity cost is very high.
What would be the ideal electricity cost per unit that you would look at as a, the sweet spot for your industry?
Maybe 8 to 9 rupees.
8 to 9 rupees.
It goes as high as 14 to 16 rupees in some areas.
Okay.
18, 19 also.
So that is where one large amount of support is required.
This is one. And for the theme parks, as we spoke to Gadkari ji also, theme parks could be of various kinds.
Absolutely.
One is a Disney kind of a theme park, which is a city in itself.
Yes.
2,000 acres of land, 3,000 acres of land, where government becomes a partner of the theme park.
Correct.
And there is another, there could be smaller theme parks, religious, mythological, or maybe on some theme which is special for Nagpur. So these kinds of theme parks could be built inside the city, or maybe just at the border of the city.
Yeah.
Like 5 acres, 10 acres, 15 acres, 20 acres land.
Sure.
So these kinds of parks are also necessary, and for that also we need support on land acquisition.
Yes.
What kind of lease or freehold land, what kind of land is given, what are the rentals, and can we take mortgage on that land? So all these facilities are available in various states, especially I would say in Madhya Pradesh, in UP, in Odisha. If this kind of a policy also comes here, I really am not aware of what all kind of policy is there, but then it's certainly not there in Maharashtra. So what is there in MP, what is there in UP, what is there in Odisha? So if these kinds of policies come, people would do investments here.
Shri Maheshwari, would you like to also give us some insight into whether you would be keen to look at setting up some sort of a destination here in Nagpur on a large scale basis, creating theme parks and attractions?
We are developing a mythological theme park in Ujjain.
Right.
12 Jyotirling theme park. It's an
Right.
amusement theme park. Similar kind of a theme park could be done in Vidarbha area also.
Right.
We already have smaller investments like 10,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet. These
That is
kinds of-
very small.
Yeah.
I'm talking about large scale
So
theme parks.
we want to do some this kind of a thing here.
Yeah.
If the local government supports, we talk to them and they give us some land, we would definitely be interested.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you.
Zubin, I would just like to take another minute.
Sure.
Because being from this industry, I
Yes.
think the biggest challenge today that we face, and since you are talking about challenges
Absolutely.
and support from the government, is that if you ask me if I have to open an indoor amusement center, and that's what Time Zone specializes in.
Absolutely.
I can name on finger the kind of licenses that I have to go out for, starting from shop and establishment, health license, food license, trade NOC, electrical NOC, fire NOC, and then ultimately culminating into the police license.
Sure.
Now, there have been instances when all these licenses are not linked to each other, the departments don't know about it, and if through you and this platform, the message goes to the decision makers, to the government, give us a single window.
Right.
Okay, so this is coming from the fact, Zubin, that earlier, and we have not reformed ourselves.
Sure.
So earlier you used to have this, when we were kids, we used to have these melas,
Yes.
right? And this is a mela, Gemini circus and all that. Now when you are opening such a setup, you do require a fire NOC, electrical NOC, because there's a lot at stake.
Correct.
But imagine that you are operating at WTC, a world-renowned center, or any other mall for that matter, and having all the required licenses, compliances, fire NOC, trade NOC, electrical NOC, everything. They have their processes in place, yet every retailer has to go in for these licenses, especially the indoor amusement center.
Right.
Why?
Okay.
Right? Could there, and IAP has been helping us out on that, but could there be a more synchronized manner in which the industry is talking to the government and then making them understand we are willing to come down at any given point of time?
Sure.
Making them understand that this is what it is. We comply to the norms of the mall to whom you have already awarded these NOCs, then why do you require us to make it once again?
Sure.
Right? So I think this is also badly needed, Zubin,
Sure.
as far as this industry is concerned.
Appreciate your point of view, Nitin Pandeyji. You're from Time Zone Entertainment. A round of applause for such
Thank you.
transparent sharing of information. The reason of holding such platforms, ladies and gentlemen, is that we open up, because all through the day we are within our own organizations, our own setups, doing the same mundane stuff 24/7. When we get such opportunities, we like networking, throwing open our ideas, views, etc., explaining our points of pain, and that's where someone like us can come together as a World Trade Center and put up these points to the requisite bodies to take a look and at least understand the various problems that retailers, amusement park owners, developers, etc., are going through at this point of time. So thank you for that open and honest sharing, Nitinji. My next question will go to Sir Shrish Kotmire from Smash Entertainment. I'm absolutely overawed by Smash. My little kid goes all the time to Smash, and he likes smashing the ball out of the park. What is so special about Smash and the USPs that you carry?
Thank you, Zubin. And at the outset, I have to mention that Zubin has been so persistent, perseverant, in getting us all together. It's really a grand achievement for you.
Thank you.
Even in Mumbai, I don't think we meet each other so frequently that you have made us all meet here. All right. Yeah.
That's the USP of a World Trade Center.
Okay. So I thought that will be the answer, but anyway. So as Zubin, thank you for your kind words. See, apart from the two gentlemen sitting next to me, what I offer is a heady cocktail, and pun intended, of games, food and beverage, and liquor and beer as well.
Right.
So your son is a little, I don't know how old is he?
No,
but
he's a
maybe
small
for
guy. He's not
small
into
guy.
liquor right now.
So the USP is that, and thanks to all the work pressure that is building all around us, people need a hangout, people need to have a time to themselves. And that is where we come in. At Smash, it's not only a time away from home, and I'm sure you would have seen so many of those, Facebook reels on, where the mother comes around collecting all the mobile phones of all the family and putting it in a box, and only then you have dinner, right?
Right.
So here, the mobile phone actually is our USP as a negative thing.
Right.
Because people, and I'm sure the others also will agree, that no mother would like her son or daughter to put his or her face in a mobile throughout the day.
Sure.
So the biggest USP is that you come out of house, spend some time together, and have that me time, talking to each other.
Absolutely.
That is the engagement.
Absolutely.
And if that happens over a game of bowling or cricket or go-karting, and at the end, you have food and liquor, I mean, that is the ultimate kind of a experience
It's
that
an
you can
experience,
offer.
absolutely.
And that's where, people are looking for this experience.
Absolutely.
The only problem that is there is that on the weekdays, even, we sit catching flies in our centers. So that is what Monday to Thursdays are our Shamshera moments,
Right.
I mentioned to someone. So something has to be done to get those guys out. And that's where
Sure.
we have the corporates.
Sure.
So we have a lot of corporate get-togethers, a lot of training workshops,
Sure.
that happen over a, game of bowling or cricket,
Sure.
as well as the arcade games.
And F&B helps.
And F&B helps lubricate the whole experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Again,
Thank you
pun
so
intended.
much. Thank you so much. My next question again goes to Shri Nitin Shah, Managing Director of Total Sports and Fitness. Again, the same question. Are any support areas required by you for you to be able to see it from the government's perspective? I mean, do you want the government to take note of certain things?
Thank you, Zubin. What we require is more and more infrastructure, quality infrastructure. I have traveled all over. I have seen in China, there are setups which are huge. In one particular arena, we would have 15 badminton courts, 10 basketball courts. And most importantly, what is required is coaches. We don't have coaches in India. And there is no plan. We are planning to host Olympics in 2036,
Yes.
but we do not have the infrastructure, nor do we have the coaches. What is required is investment at the age of 6, 7, 8 in school. It has to be made compulsory. We need physical, mental and emotional well-being experts who can take care of these children and take them through the entire process of training. And that is when we can produce champions. Just by talking about these things, is not going to help us in any way.
Considering-
And talking about this gentleman, he was talking about Smash. I was thinking that we need more people to be on the grounds.
Absolutely.
Rather than, in centers where, honestly, I don't feel bad, but I have been to Smash where I could not tolerate the noise level. Are we really thinking about noise levels which affect people in general, right? It's an indoor setup, and I'm a big, fan of people getting up early in the morning, going to Maidans on the grounds, playing real stuff, not on the screen.
Sure, sure. Thank you for those words. I will now move my question to Shri Deepak Kumar Sharma, who is the President and CEO of the Village Group, doing diverse things from F&B to entertainment. This specific question is related to your experience in the multiplex sector. You're doing multiplexes all across. And my question to you was, how do you see the development and growth of your multiplex in markets like Nagpur and Vidarbha?
So thank you, Zubin, for having me here.
Most welcome.
And interesting to see a lot of competition here, but
It's all about collaboration and
Yes,
coming
yes.
together and sharing pain points.
so there is actually a lot of space, for new players to come in and do innovative things. And our cinema division is one of the newest in country today.
Sure.
And in less than 2 years, we have been able to get almost 100 screens on, our platform. And we see there is opportunity to do a lot more because the
Sure.
screen presence in India is negligible compared to what you see in any developed economy.
Absolutely.
But the way we see cinema and the way things are changing is just for cinema, there will only be limited audience because you are handicapped by the content. But if you put entertainment, food, everything together, everyone needs to be entertained.
Sure.
And more so post-COVID, what we have seen is the wallet share of entertainment and food has only gone up compared to normal retail. So going by that ideology, we have curated a platform wherein we can bring cinema, some family entertainment features, great F&B, all put together, and it creates a great destination on its own. With smaller cities, that actually gives us even a better canvas to operate. We can be standalone. We don't even need to be in malls.
Right.
And anywhere from 50,000 square foot to 100,000 square foot boxes can be present closer to, any nice habitat area. And we can do almost 10 to 15 such centers, even in a city like Nagpur.
What kind of screen sizes are you looking at in terms of capacity building for the...
So again, you have to understand that given point in time, you will not have more than 1 or 2 blockbuster really,
Right.
available. So you don't need very large facilities,
Right.
but you definitely need better experiences.
Absolutely.
No one wants to come out of the house to see a small screen, right?
Absolutely.
So we advocate large screens, nicer seatings, because everyone can afford a, recliner today.
Sure.
If recliner is for say 350 or 500, and a normal seat is for 250, everyone can afford.
And how would you look at creating a differentiated experience between the largest behemoth now they have come together, Inox and PVR, who've sort of merged together?
Actually, that's even better opportunity for a new player like us. Because
Okay.
real estate guys don't see a lot of opportunity with them.
Right.
Because the way they negotiate the deals.
Absolutely.
So if you have to make money, end of the day, people don't go to a PVR or Inox. They
Correct.
go for watching a certain movie.
Absolutely.
And almost everyone can offer the same experience given the budget is available.
Absolutely.
So it's not that a Dolby Atmos is their proprietary.
Sure.
Even my cinemas have the same.
Sure.
So
sure.
that's how, you will see a lot of entrants doing great stuff. It's actually much easier for new entrant to do it.
Right.
Like, I'll give you a very interesting example. When we started, we said, we'll not charge for popcorns.
Right.
So for every ticket, we used to say, Sada hak hai, popcorn. Because you're going for a movie, you need a popcorn. But it costs only 10 rupees.
Absolutely.
Right?
Which
But-
sometimes I'm overwhelmed. Why does it get sold to me for 200?
Exactly. You know what happened? I'm sure you have seen an ad by PVR. Now they are offering food for 99 rupees.
Right.
They were forced to do it. But the challenge is, can they sustain it? Because if you see their F&B numbers, it's actually better than you'll meet...
The movie numbers.
No,
Yeah.
just F&B
Yeah,
numbers
they're
there.
better
It's
than
big.
the
It's
movies.
much bigger than. It's actually bigger than McDonald's. If you see, and couple of other large QSR chains put together.
Right.
But that's where the opportunity is.
Right.
If you play with the offerings, add some more features to your platform, more than just cinema,
Right.
Like we are doing microbreweries along with cinemas.
Right.
We are doing, open mics so that performances, theater, everything can come together.
Sure.
Now that can sustain on its own. I'm not really scared of competition at all. It gives me a better opportunity. And what
Absolutely.
we can do is probably they will have to also figure out in the long run. But by the time we'll have a couple of hundred screens, it's a profitable business to be in.
Sure.
And that's about it.
Fantastic. Wonderful views from Shri Deepak Kumar. Please give all the panelists a huge round of applause. I'll once again like to invite Shri Atul Goel to come on stage and share the mementos with the panelists here on stage, please. Since Atulji is not present, I would like to request Shri Anup Khandelwal on stage, please. Shri Anup Khandelwal on stage. Please have a round of applause for Shri Anup Khandelwal. He is the Executive Director of World Trade Center as well, and taking care of the entire construction and the real estate bit and the piece that we are developing. I'd like to start with Shri Deepak Kumar Sharma, President and CEO of the Village Group. And Shri Deepak Kumar Sharma, you are asked to stay back for the next session also, which is on to F&B, so you can take your seat right there. The next one goes to Shri Nitin Shah, Managing Director of Total Sports and Fitness. Shri Shirish Kotmire, CEO Smash Entertainment. A huge round of applause. Shri Nitin Pandey, COO Time Zone Entertainment. And Shri Ankur Maheshwari, Managing Director of Masti Zone and Vice Chairman, Indian Association of Amusement Parks and Industries. Thank you, gentlemen, for gracing this panel. And let's have a photograph with all the panelists and Shri Anup Khandelwal on stage, please. Thank you. I would now like to invite the F&B industry panel discussion panelists, Shri Anurag Katriyar, Founder, Indigo Hospitality and Trustee of the National Restaurants Association of India. Shri Nishit Pandey, Director Corporate Affairs and Alliances of McDonald's India. Shri Manohar Sachdev, Partner, Kailash Parbat. Shri Asim Merchant, Founder and Owner, Shahi Darbar. Shri Nitin Dua, Founder, Eat Lane. And Shri Kamlesh Rora, Co-Founder and Director, Salado. Please come on stage, please. Thank you. Yes, yes. And definitely Shri Deepak Kumar Sharma, President and CEO of the Village Group as well. Welcome to all our F&B experts. F&B is very close to my heart because recently I've developed a food court in Mumbai, and I've been in constant touch with various F&B operators. And I see F&B is an entirely different business. For retail, it's shopping maybe once a month, twice a month. But F&B can be like consumption almost practically every day. Or if you're frequenting a particular destination, you could be consuming from various outlets, let's say in a food court or in a restaurant space, multiple times during a week. So F&B is the key driver of growth, or a growth engine, I would say. And particularly post-COVID, I've seen this transition of malls even looking at F&B players as key anchor players within a shopping mall and within shopping center developments. So it really gives me a great pleasure to invite you on stage. I would like to start with Shri Anurag Katriyar, founder of Indigo Hospitality. He's really passionate about food. I can tell from the way he speaks and the jolly person that he is. And I've known him for a fair bit. So I would like to ask Anurag ji, what are the key passion areas that really drives you to succeed in this industry, in this business?
Is this working? Yeah. Sorry. What keeps me going in this business?
Yes, what makes you so passionate about
You know, very
food?
early days in my life, I met a saint. He said, जीवन में सुख सब कुछ नहीं होता है, कभी-कभी रेस्टोरेंट खोल के देखना चाहिए. That's where it began.
Okay.
But no, what keeps me going today, if you ask me practically, is actually the sheer pleasure of seeing smiles on the face of the people. Whether you are celebrating a small success or a birthday, gum hai to sharab piyo, khushi hai to sharab piyo, and to be a part of their celebration.
Absolutely.
See that little smile you bring with whatever little thing you do. Maybe a piece of cake or a chili chicken for all I care. But you know, that is something that keeps you going.
Sure.
It's a business which is forever evolving. It's a business which is a lot to do with what I call human connect.
Absolutely.
It's not a product alone. Food is an emotion.
Absolutely.
And I think that is where I feel we are all lucky to be in a fraternity which indulges in this emotion every day.
Absolutely.
And that too commercially.
Great. And how do you see your brand looking at markets like Nagpur? Do you see avenues of growth and potential in cities like Nagpur?
I will not talk particularly only about Nagpur, but very clearly, the tier 2 and tier 3 cities in India is where maximum growth is happening.
Right.
You know, because I think the larger markets are kind of saturated. There is a lot of supply that is coming in. And those big brands, if I may use the word, also become aspirational brands in tier 2 market.
Right.
Thus creating a huge opportunity for the restaurants. I am actually quite gung-ho about the tier 2 markets, which also includes Nagpur. And I feel it is ready to explode. With whatever we heard from the Honorable Minister today,
Right.
whatever is happening in Vidarbha overall with Nagpur and, you know, Akola and other places around it, I don't see a reason why we will not see a spurt of F&B growth. It may not happen overnight and it may not happen across the sectors, but slowly it will engulf all the sectors of F&B.
Fantastic, fantastic. My next question goes to Shri Nishit Pandey, Director Corporate Affairs and Alliances of McDonald's India. Mr. Pandey, I heard you slightly in terms of what are your pain points in terms of expansion, etc. But are there any other support areas that you need noted from the government perspective per se in order to expand on a rapid pace?
See, firstly, thank you to you and your team for a warm welcome.
Most welcome.
And thank you for facilitating a one-on-one with the Honorable Minister.
No worries.
I hope that the message goes to the right people.
Sure.
Really. So, as we discussed earlier also, for us currently we have around 400 restaurants in our region, which is west and south, out of which 50% are in Maharashtra. And if you take out Mumbai, which is a hub, around 100 restaurants in the rest of the Maharashtra. Yes, Vidarbha is now what we are looking at very strongly, as you would know. And there are several things which can be done for us to be able to move even faster.
Sure.
Okay. Earlier I spoke about input tax, which is really stalling our ability to invest more. Okay. Policies like solar power, which has recently come in, which will really give us benefit as far as the utility rates, which in Maharashtra, some of you would know it, is the highest in the country.
Right.
Okay, and that's an impact. Obviously, the tourism policies, you know, I don't know many of you know or not, about that or not, but we have opened a restaurant in Gujarat, where Sardar Patel's statue is there, you know, where Gujarat government worked with us to give us the opportunity with giving the land at very low cost and all. So yes, we look at the government to help us work with them to open at such strategic locations.
Sure.
Apart from that, 24 hours is definitely 24 hours operations. I think India is now becoming a market to be reckoned with, and everywhere in the world some policies are there. And somebody spoke about single window licensing in the earlier panelist. Very, very critical. We all know what a big pain it is currently to look at the location. And I think, to be quite honest, I think the government is moving, Maharashtra government is moving in the right direction. Maybe a little bit of pace will help.
Sure. Thank you so much for those thoughts. My next question goes to Shri Asim Merchant, founder and owner of Shahi Darbar. Sir, I wanted to understand what has your growth story been in the F&B space and what drives you so passionately in this particular industry?
Yeah, so see, as a company, we started way back in 2011. And currently we own and run 3 well-known brands, in the dessert space. Predominantly the frozen dessert, but also desserts which are non-frozen. So we started off with this brand called Shahi Darbar, which was in 2011. And Shahi Darbar was predominantly into Indian desserts. So what we had realized back then is that even though in every city or every town you have a lot of local players, there is no organized player in the Indian dessert space. People who are focused on the Indian dessert market.
Sure.
So that's how we came up with the idea of Shahi Darbar, which was.
I remember that faluda that I had in your store.
Yeah, way back. I think
way back a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no, it was I think around in 2016 or 2017.
2017.
Yeah. So we started off with that concept, where we started off offering things like kulfis and faludas and rabris, in a more organized way.
Yes.
Where taking care of things like, standardization and hygiene and so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
Going forward, we started off with 2 more brands. One was called Ice Cream Factory, which was in 2015, and then Alice in Gelato Land in 2020. So with these brands, what we did was we tried, getting contemporary desserts and, European and American offerings, to the Indian market. So we have super premium ice creams, which are like one of the offerings that we have.
That's an Alice and Gelato Land?
Alice and Gelato Land.
Yes.
So super premium ice creams are basically gelatos.
Yes.
Besides that, we have, things like waffles and pancakes and freak shakes and whatnot. Like you name it and we have it. And today what we are doing is, most of our outlets generally have a dual branding. So it's either Shahi Darbar along with Alice in Gelato Land or Shahi Darbar along with Ice Cream Factory.
Why do you do that? How does it help?
The idea is that, we want everything to be under the same roof.
I see.
So what happens is when a family comes to us or when even a group of friends, when they come to us, we have something to offer to everybody.
So it's product categorized in different segments.
So initially what we had noticed is that, in high street markets and even in malls, when people would come, like a typical family, they would split. So the kids are going someplace else, the parents are going someplace else, the grandparents are going someplace else, because everybody has their own unique tastes.
Right.
With us, what happens is that when a family typically comes to us,
sure,
they all have something that they like and which we have to offer.
Sure.
So, like for example, the grandparents may like, the long stick kulfis,
right,
which they relate to because they have literally grown up on that.
Right.
The kids may not relate to it. The kids
sure,
would be more drawn towards, say, pancakes or waffles or freak
sure,
shakes.
Sure.
And the parents would have their own unique taste.
Sure.
So, like, maybe say the super premium ice creams or the gelatos as we call them.
Sure. Sure.
So that's how it's like, everything under the same roof. So when a group of friends or when a family comes to us, you don't have to look any place else. Everything is available under the same roof.
Fantastic.
So that's the whole idea.
So Shahi Darbar should look at Nagpur and surrounding areas of Vidarbha very carefully.
We actually already are present.
You're
in
already
Nagpur.
present here.
We've already started.
How have you tasted? How has the success been?
It has been actually very good.
Yeah,
Nagpur
it's been good
has a lot of potential.
Sure.
We have
people are foodies here in this city.
Totally.
Yes.
In fact, we've seen that people from like even outskirts of Nagpur are coming all the way just to the outlet because they want to try out stuff.
Exactly.
And now we are looking at other parts of Vidarbha region, for our expansion.
Sure.
So we are pretty excited about the opportunity.
Fantastic. All the best to you and your brand.
Thank you.
My next question moves on to Shri Nitin Dua, founder of Eat Lane. Shri Nitin Dua, it's fantastic. How do you manage this portfolio of so many brands? I mean, you're cutting across almost every category. How do you do it?
Actually, we're in this industry from last 10 years. But Eat Lane community existence from last
Why don't
6
you
months.
just take everyone through the plethora of brands that you have? Just talk about your range of brands.
So, like our most popular brand is Mad Over Chicken, which has 100+ outlets.
Right.
It's like popular for fried chicken and burgers. Then our second brand that most popular is Pizza Lane, fresh dough pizzas. Then Momo Love, that Chinese cuisine and Asian foods. And then Chai Premi is a small tea cafe. And then it's Bubble Talks with Taiwan, Boba tea. And my other brand is Waffles, which like everybody thinks about in India, it's waffle is only for sweets. But we have many savory dishes in the waffles with the like complete waffle sandwich with the fried chicken in the waffle also.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my other brand is Submaster. That is fresh sub and salads and healthy grilled chicken.
Right.
So this is the my complete portfolio. And now it's we all know that QSR market is grown almost 300% from last few years.
Absolutely.
And there is many multi-cuisine, casual or fine dining restaurants. But QSR, you didn't find any multi-cuisine brands.
Sure.
So we, the future is highways, malls, and tier 3 cities.
Sure.
So we are bringing our Eat Lane complete food court with all the brands under one roof, where you can order from our AI apps and self-ordering kiosks. Right. And some unique experience.
Right.
And delivery in also you can get the best thing. If you want to order noodles, pizza, burgers, and some other food, then you have to place different orders on the Zomato and Swiggy. But in our app in Eat Lane, you can place the order in one go from our 5 or 6 brands. So we did all the orders in the one go.
Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. All the best to you. And do you see a growth potential in Nagpur city and Vidarbha region?
Yeah, actually, our most successfully running outlets are in Maharashtra and UP.
Fantastic.
In the Maharashtra, many people are mostly our most popular brand Mad Over Chicken. People like our fried chicken and.
Is that aligned to a KFC? I mean, in terms of the product proposition that you're giving in the market?
You can say that, but it's in India, fried chicken selling brands are very few.
I agree.
But if you see that tandoori chicken, there are lakhs of restaurants that selling tandoori chicken.
Correct.
So we can't say that Chawla, Gulati and other Kareems, they are same. They are so in India that fried chicken, we are selling the fried chicken. That's it.
Fair enough. Thank you so much for those thoughts. I'll now move on to Shri Kamlesh Rora, co-founder and director, Salado.
Hi.
So how are you? How have you
All
been?
good. How about you?
Great, great. Looking forward to hearing from you the concept of Salado. Where did this whole ethos come out in your mindset in terms of creating this brand? Do you think Salado will be a brand for the market in the long term as well, considering India is probably slowly climbing up the ladder of, healthy foods, health related ideas and things like that? How do you correlate it to the development of this brand?
Right. First of all, thank you for the opportunity
Most
for
welcome.
calling me. And at the short notice, the way things were arranged, hats off. And about Salado, it was started just after COVID. So it was started by my wife, and it was started from a home kitchen. And now we have more than 250 cloud kitchens all across India and almost 15 outlets. And we are growing very fast. More importantly, it is an untapped market. And if we talk about healthy eating, after COVID, lot of people are shifting towards health. And healthy, you can eat it for 1 day, 2 day, 3rd day, and 4th day, it is like boring, So that is how we have tried to create recipes which are much yummier and tastier than most of the junk foods available in the market. So that is how Salado story got started. And we are only 2.5 years old company, DPIT registered startup rather. And moreover, I remember I met one of the investor, and we are talking about, there is not even a single QSR brand from India. So you name the brand, all QSR brands, either from Europe or US, So I was just talking about, wanted to have a share of ideas and all that. We want to be the first Indian brand from India to reach the levels of global giants, And you're laughing at me. So that is how the change of perception, the healthy eating, and now if you Google biggest salad brand in India, you get our name. We are changing the perception, the eating patterns and all. So that's Salado story. And yes, maybe by end of 2020, 24, you'll get to see more than 200 outlets all across India.
Wow, that's a tremendous line of vision that you have for your brand. Fantastic. A huge round of applause for Shri Kamlesh Rora, co-founder and director of Salado. My question now goes back to Shri Deepak Kumar Sharma, who's absolutely versatile, doing various things, and he's been creating waves in the food industry as well. I think you were associated even with Atul Roya of the Phoenix Group, doing restaurants and things like that. Why don't you take us through your F&B journey and what excites you about the F&B industry?
So thank you again. I'm very well traveled, and I used to live in Las Vegas. And one thing I always talk about that city and that really excites me is how one street makes so much money and attracts everyone around the world.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think you're talking about the Strip at Las Vegas.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely. And you have the Bellagio and all of the F&B around that Strip. Fantastic.
And the F&B experience that's offered on that street is second to none, The way chefs collaborate there and the kind of food offerings are there is, again, unmatched.
Absolutely.
And every weekend it changes. Because I
Yes.
used to live in that city, and for 5 days I used to work there, and on weekend I used to be a tourist. But there is still a lot to offer. Every weekend the city has something new to offer you.
Absolutely.
India was slow to change. The food habits in this country are still not changing as fast as what we have seen outside. But COVID was a great catalyst, I would say. People were sitting at homes, eating home-cooked food for so long. Sooner COVID got over and relaxation happened, I saw almost everyone looking at trying new things. Everyone was actually ready to order. And what I am told is the wallet share again of ordering food has gone up. Earlier it was price, today it's all about quality.
Absolutely.
And people are ready to wait for quality. It's not that they are desperate to eat any biryani. They will wait for biryani by kilo if that's what they want to order. And that's the story in India, from wow momos to biryani by kilo, you name them. They all have done so well. And it's just growing. Now, while Starbucks will have its own story in India, now there's third wave coffee.
Sure.
So it's not that Indians only like foreign brands anymore.
Sure.
Anyone who can offer quality will get their wallet share. And in long term, I'm happy to actually share this dahis with people who are creating a lot of brands from India. There will be a lot to be done in India, a lot will happen in India. If today Daryaganj is a story,
yes,
if today they are actually fighting for who created the butter chicken, but that's a story. No one can create butter chicken better than them. So there's lots to be done. And what we did as village food courts, again, when we started was, the opportunity was on the highways. They're like, Nitin sir himself said he is actually, after making 2,000, I believe, wayside amenities in next 2 years. See the opportunity size.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can easily put a number, it's like 2,000 crore a month just in food, spent on those 2,000 wayside amenities, or maybe more.
Yes, I guess Indians tend to spend more on F&B dining outside nowadays. Or at least in the last decade, I've seen the consumption story on F&B and the spending on F&B increasing by leaps and bounds. It's no longer static. It's a dynamic industry which is absolutely growing. And yes, it did take a hit during the COVID days, but I think it's growing.
It was for the rebound,
Yes.
and you have seen now malls, they themselves are allocating more towards food and entertainment.
Absolutely. We ourselves at World Trade Center are allocating one full level of about 100,000 odd square feet only to F&B.
And again, what we have seen is in the same family, not everyone wants to eat the same kind of food. So maybe your kids like maybe waffles and burger, you will like a butter chicken, and your wife wants salad.
And they can all sit in the same space, but yet have a choice of 45 different brands to choose
That's
from.
exactly what I believed in, and we created our format. Initially, we were more inclined to be an aggregator. Then we realized a couple of things when you start the journey, it's not easy with working with startup brands in country. So we have now 70% brands in-house, like Eat Lane. We have created our own portfolio. And 30% we are still collaborating with the best of the world. Like you need a McDonald's, you need a Burger King, you need a KFC. You can't really replace them overnight.
Absolutely.
So this is our strategy. This is what we are doing. And we extended our pie to nightlife as well. So we collaborated with a craft beer brand, and we are creating a microbrewery, the first microbrewery in Aerocity, Delhi.
Wow.
And that concept itself, while it's still in process of being built out, there's a lot of demand. Now we can actually take up a mall, offer you a microbrewery, a food court, couple of nice, fancy restaurants, and I'm like 20% of your real estate.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that's what we are going after.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your thoughts, Shri Deepak Kumar Sharma. A round of applause for all the panelists on stage. I would once again like to invite Shri Atul Goel on stage if he is here. Thank you, sir, for coming. And grace all our panelists with some mementos from World Trade Center. First up, once again, Shri Deepak Kumar Sharma, President and CEO of the Village Group. A round of applause, please. Shri Nitin Shah, Managing Director, Total Sports and, Shri Nitin Dua, Founder, Eat Lane. Shri Kamlesh Rora, Shri Nitin Dua, Founder, Eat Lane. Shri Kamlesh Rora, Co-Founder, Director, Salado. Shri Asim Merchant, Founder and Owner of Shahi Darbar. Shri Nishit Pandey, Director, Corporate Affairs and Alliances, McDonald's, India. And Shri Anurag Katriyar, Founder, Indigo Hospitality and Trustee, National Restaurants Association of India. I would also like to facilitate Shri Sachin Damle. I would like to call him on stage and facilitate Shri Sachin Damle of McDonald's, India. And a photo session with all the panelists and attendees, please.
Can we do it outside with a big banner?
We can do it here and again outside. थोड़ा ले लेते हैं इधर या तो बाहर चलते हैं, नो प्रॉब्लम. यहाँ पे एक ले लेते हैं और फिर बाहर लेते हैं. Sachin Damle, if you could come on stage for a photograph session. And then we'll move outside for a full photo session with all the panelists. Please, 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 sir. Thank you, all of you, all the panelists for coming at such short notice. We'll now move out of the hall for a photo session with all the panelists. Thank you.
बिना किसी भूमिका के हम सीधे कॉफ़ी टेबल प्रेजेंटेशन पर आते हैं, तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सबसे पहले सोलर ग्रुप से हमारे पास कौन आए हैं? सोलर ग्रुप से चलिए, SMS लिमिटेड, हैंड माइक देख, हैंड माइक आप जब यहाँ से जाएंगे तो सामने में एक वीडियो कैमरा है, कृपया अपना बाइट देते हुए जाइए। हल्दीराम फूड्स, हल्दीराम फूड से जायसवाल निको, रमेश जी। बैद्यनाथ, बैद्यनाथ श्रुति, विको लेबोरेटरीज, अमित पिंडारकर, डिंशाज, डिंशाज, बजाज स्टील, रोहित भैया। हाँ है, रोहित भैया है। रोहित है, हाँ है, रोहित भैया है। आइए भैया, आइए भैया। मेघे ग्रुप, नारायणा विद्यालय, कॉन्फिडेंस ग्रुप, नितिन जी खारा, गीमा टेक्स, प्रशांत मोहता, बोल रहा ऐसे देखते रहते हैं। मानस ग्रुप, श्रुति आजा, आरसी प्लास्टो, एसेंट, अंकुर सीट, वैभव काशीकर, आरसी प्लास्टो, एसेंट, अंकुर सीड्स, सोनी पॉलीमर्स, स्पेसवुड, सोनी प्रकाश जी है, इन्फोसेप्ट्स, थोड़ा जगह आने दो, उनको आने दो, मानस, मानस का दो ना, इन्फोसेप्ट्स, पटगिलवार एग्रो, पटगिलवार एग्रो, विठोबा हेल्थ केयर, विठोबा हेल्थ केयर, मंगलम इलेक्ट्रोड्स, वेणुगोपाल जी, भागीरथ टेक्सटाइल, आने दो मालू जी को आने दो।
आप भी आइए, ऊपर आइए ना, आइए। अच्छा, थैंक यू, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
भागीरथ टेक्सटाइल,
नमस्कार।
सन विजय,
ये बेटा, थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू। नमस्कार, आइए।
जिम लेबोरेटरीज, अनवर भाई, जिम, नीतिका फार्मा, ब्लूबेरी,
नमस्कार, थैंक यू।
ब्लूबेरीज, ब्लूबेरीज,
अरे वाह, थैंक यू।
लॉजिस्टिक पार्क, वीरेन जी,
आइए।
डिफ्यूजन, भैया, वीकमसी फैब्रिक, चैतन्य ग्रुप, रुहाटिया ग्रुप, मल्टी ऑर्गेनिक्स, मल्टी ऑर्गेनिक्स, मल्टी ऑर्गेनिक्स, डागा ग्रुप, डागा ग्रुप अमरावती, हाईटेक रजिस्टर्स, हाईटेक रजिस्टर्स, नाउ वी गो फॉर स्टार्टअप्स, ग्रामहित, ट्रू स्कॉलर, ट्रू स्कॉलर, लूसिड इम्प्लांट, एक मिनट, एजाइल कनेक्ट्स, एजाइल कनेक्ट्स, 30 सेकेंड,
थैंक यू, शुभेच्छा। थैंक यू,
थैंक यू व्हेरी मच। एजाइल कनेक्ट कोणी आलाय का? नहीं नहीं है, नहीं है, नहीं है।
की तुमच्या स्टॉलवर येऊन गेलो मग.
सभी रहा है क्या?